From the Blast Off Cleaning Equipment Studios, welcome back to the WPIAL Insider Show. It's the WPIAL Recap Show. I'm your host and WPIAL Insider, Carlos Offco. Alongside me, I have the All-American Paris Ford Steel Valley alum, Pitt alum, and we had an excellent night this past Friday in Western Pennsylvania. Paris, Mars, and Montour was a barn burner in 4A. Major seeding implications for the playoffs there. We almost had a major upset. How close was Norwin to toppling North Allegheny? We'll find out here. And it was a record-breaking night. 118 touchdowns for Matt Sigg of the Fort Cherry Rangers, an all-new WPIAL record. Paris, what was on your mind this last Friday night?
To be honest, that Aliquippa and Penn Hills game was very dramatic. It literally came down to the last play, as we saw.
Do you think we have the highlights of that one?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Leechburg and Jeannette Jayhawks going down to 1A was actually a good game, conference game. And Ellwood, City and Freedom, quietly, Ellwood's becoming a sleeper in that 2A.
Ellwood in that 2A classification, I'll tell you what, they are a team that can take out a lot of the top dogs. The Wolverines seem to be for real. We have highlights of the top 11 games from last Friday night. This isn't the 11 biggest games. It's the 11 best games score-wise. You're not going to find this anywhere else. It's the WPIAL Recap Show. Let's jump right into the highlights, Paris.
Let's do it, baby.
We're going to start it off here with the game you came to see. Penn Hills traveling to the pit at Aliquippa, and it's going to be Penn Hills striking first. We're going to start it with Avondre Harris finding Richard Littlejohn down the sideline, 60 yards. Penn Hills on the board, 7-0. Then Jesse Truman, a nice 37-yard field goal. It gets tipped, but still goes through. Penn Hills up 2 scores, but it's going to be Marcus Council dropping back and finding his guy Khalil Good, 50 yards out. The Quips are on the board, and that's not going to be it from those two. Council drops back, throws a beauty to Good with the body control, a top 10 play nominee there, but that's not going to be it. Harris going to find his own hole here, 6-yard touchdown run for Penn Hills. They take the lead. Then with 3 seconds remaining, Council gonna drop back, find Ray Miller as time expires. The Quip walk-off, can you believe it? 21-16, Aliquippa wins. Moving on, going to a battle in 4A, Mars versus Montour, and this was an interesting one here. We're going to start it off with Aiden Yoakum, a 51-yard touchdown scamper here for the Fightin' Planets. Yoakum had the game of his life. Here's 5 more for Yoakum, and the touchdown. Mars jumps out early here. They're going to tack on a field goal as well to go up 17, but it's going to be Archie Collins finding his hole. The freshman making guys miss. He's going to be a problem for 4A. Archie gets in the end zone there. Mars would tack on another field goal, but it's going to be Caden Halucio. 80 yards creasing the Fightin' Planets defense. They're not going to catch him. He's going to continue weaving in and out. He had an excellent game as well. Montour fighting back here, but it's going to be that guy, Aiden Yoakum, yet again. 56-yard scamper. Yoakum had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns there. Caden going to get a 32-yard scamper. Montour kept fighting, but they just couldn't put it away. It's going to be Mars 29, Montour 21. Moving on, battle of 4A versus 5A, Upper St. Clair versus McKeesport, and this was a good one as well. We're going to start it off, though. Jacob Lozano, 39-yard field goal for the Panthers. He booted that one right through. But it's going to be Matt Miller for the Port, calling his own number off the triple option, diving into the end zone. McKeesport takes the lead. But that's not going to be all. Ethan Hellman, Player of the Year candidate, jumping over the defense, finding the end zone. We're going to see this one again. Too good to only see it once. Jumps over the D, gets in the end zone. Hellman with the score, but McKeesport will answer. Matt Miller again diving into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Port. They take the lead, but Hellman's going to drop back. Find his guy, Bryce Jones, 49 yards, an absolute strike. Upper St. Clair will best McKeesport 17-14. Moving on to the record-breaking night, Monessen versus Fort Cherry, and this was a good one. Matt Sigg needs 3 touchdowns to break the all-time touchdown record in the WPIAL, and here he goes, 50 yards right here. You're not going to catch him. He's looking like $1 million yet again this year. Gonna start off with one there. Then Sigg from 9 yards out. Here's 2 to tie it. This will tie the record. Then Monessen gonna try to come back. A bad snap. We're fumbling it around, and it's actually gonna be Blake Sweeter who jumps on the live ball for the touchdown for the Rangers. Then Ryan Huey, he's gonna find the end zone, crease the defense. But then here it is, the record-breaking touchdown right here. Matt Sigg, you are not gonna get him down. His eyes were on the prize. Monessen's Rodney Johnson gonna get a 4-yard touchdown here. On the ensuing kickoff, though, Joey Barna gonna take it 84 yards to the house. This was all for Cherry all night long. Congrats to Matt Sigg, your WPIAL all-time touchdown leader. Can't wait to see what that final number is, but it's gonna be Fort Cherry 55, Monessen 6. In a monster 6A conference game, North Allegheny travels to Norwin. This was a great one, and it's going to be Tristan Tavares finding Jake Knight on the screen, 23-yard touchdown. The Knights get on the board. They would tack on a field goal to take a 10-0 lead. Then Brady Brinkley going to find his guy Mason Brown, 31 yards out. NA gets on the board, but that's not going to be it. The Knights are going to respond. Tavares going to find Zach Pauling. Pauling going to make a bunch of Tigers miss and then outrun them. Norwin up big, 17-7. Can NA capitalize? They're going to find Brinkley's going to find Ben Kern. Kern on the slant route, 64 yards, creasing the defense for the touchdown. That's not going to be it, though. Luke Rohan, an 8-yard touchdown run, gives NA the lead late. Tavares going to give the ball on 4th down and 3. NA stands tall. That will be the game. NA survives 20-17. From 6A, we're going to go to 1A, Jeannette versus Leechburg. This was a fun game. Let me tell you, it was a fun game last year, fun game yet again this year, but Leechburg going to start it off. It's going to be Tim Andrassi. He's been having one heck of a year for the Blue Devils, 65-yard touchdown run. Then Jeannette's Kaimani Brown doesn't like what he sees. He's going to tuck it himself and go, and let me tell you, he can go. He is fun to watch. Then it's going to be Nick Hilty, the fake tush push. 1-yard touchdown run there. Then Timmy Andrassi, another 1-yard touchdown run. Jeannette needs the answer, and it's going to be Brown calling his own number, slicing through the defense. 3-yard touchdown run there. Then Jeannette again. Brown going to find Xavier Ardacio Farah with the toe tap of the year. Can you believe he stayed in bounds? 46-yard touchdown. Then Kaimani Brown going to drop back again. Doesn't like what he sees. He's going to slice through the defense again. 46-yard touchdown run. Jeannette takes the lead. It was back and forth all night. But it's going to be Andrassi going to find the ball. The ball's going to come out, and Leechburg's going to jump on it. Major touchdown there, and then the cherry on top, Tim Andrassi again, 2-yard touchdown run, and Leechburg is going to take the conference battle 36-27. To 5A conference battles, Gateway's going to travel to Franklin Regional, and this was a fun one as well. And Gateway's going to start us off. Julian Dancer, hold me closer, tiny dancer. He's going to get in for the Gateway Gators. Then Franklin Regional, Dominic DeVola going to find Tyrone Leonard 15 yards out. Franklin Regional on the board. Then Franklin Regional again, Armani Jones Lane, 1-yard touchdown run. They got the lead on the Gators, but the problem is the Gators have this guy named Sean Moorfield, and he has been electrifying this year, slicing through the defense as he's been all year long. 68-yard touchdown there, but Franklin Regional not going away. No, not yet. It's going to be Jet Taylor jetting to the end zone and through the defense. Very nice touchdown there. But the Gateway Gators not going to go down without a fight. Mitchell, who's been doing an unbelievable job coming in for the injured starter, Jaden Stammer, 62-yard touchdown there. Then Mitchell, yet again, he's not done. 11-yard touchdown. There's that Moorfield again. Another beautiful acrobatic catch. This Sean Moorfield is one heck of a player. And Mitchell's not done. He's going to find Nazir Dix here, 18 yards. Gateway pulling away with it. Can Franklin Regional respond? They do. Devola finding Austin McClure. Unfortunately for the Panthers, this is going to be their final touchdown. It's going to be a little bit too late here. Gateway is going to go on to win 33-28. Keeping in 5A, Latrobe versus Armstrong. Another conference battle, and this was a fun one. We're going to start it off here. We're going to get an Armstrong little pitch, little shovel on the opening kickoff. Caden Lewis is going to take it to the end zone. This was an unbelievable play call for Armstrong here. They jump out to the early lead. Then Jaden Oliver, he's been having a great year as well. Big Armstrong quarterback. He has a big arm, very strong. He's from Armstrong as well. Finding Theron Kupek, 62-yard touchdown. But Latrobe's not going to go away. It's going to be Cash Archhammer, 5-yard touchdown run there. Then Dom Scarton, 2-yard touchdown run. We're all tied at 14. Oliver's going to drop back. Under 10 seconds to go. Goes for the end zone. We're going to get a pass interference. That's going to set up this walk-off kick by Daniel Pearson. A monster win for Armstrong. 17-14. That graphic's wrong there. Now, Derry going to Indiana. This is going to be a fun one here. Anthony Sacco is going to start it off with Derry. The Trojans get on the board first, but on the ensuing kickoff, Jace Brashocious, 70-yard touchdown. He slices through the kickoff team. Nobody's going to be able to catch him. Sorry, kicker. To the end zone he goes. Indiana going to tie up the game there, but Derry, a big response. It's going to be Doherty, 47-yard touchdown here. Doherty had a big game. Indiana, the Little Indians couldn't get them going, but it's going to be Roman Jones, 6-yard touchdown run. We're all nodded back up. Then Doherty, 29 yards. Derry has this dude with Doherty. He's a tough guy to get down, bouncing off all sorts of guys. Then Jones going to take the pitch, 38 yards to the house. Nice little stiff arm there right before the end zone. And that's not going to be it. Indiana, Elijah Thomas, 45-yard touchdown right through the A-gap. Here we go. But Derry's not going to back down. Doherty yet again, 57 yards this time. He was a nightmare all night. And guess what? He's not done. 57 yards there. How about 7 yards here? Nobody wants to tackle this guy. I don't want to tackle him either. But Indiana gonna keep fighting. Jason Strack, 26-yard touchdown there. Then Jones, he's coming back. He's not done. 33-yard touchdown here. And Indiana is going to win 41-34. Maybe the game of the night. Moving on. 6A versus 5A, Seneca Valley traveling to Moon. And we're going to start off Andrew Cross, one of my favorite QBs, finding Jaden Revis. And Revis, 15-yard touchdown pass there. Tigers jump on the board early, and that's not going to be all for them. Antonio Arnett slicing and dicing through, 52-yard touchdown here. Moon jumps out to a 2-score lead. Can Seneca Valley answer? It's going to be Andrew Lobig, drops back, finds his big guy Adam Gem, and Gem has been a gem of a prospect going to Vanderbilt. You see why there, 31-yard touchdown there. Then Lobig's going to find Caden Parker, another Division I prospect, and Parker's going to get in from 25 yards. Seneca Valley's going to take the 1-point lead, but that's before Parker gets another 13-yard run there. Seneca Valley starting to pull away. Lobig's not finished. Going to find Danny Drennan down the seam. 42 yards there. Moon needs to respond. Max Harkin's going to hop in, find Savaro Vendetti. 70-yard touchdown for the Tigers. They're trying to make a comeback. They just couldn't do it. It's going to be Seneca Valley 31, Moon 23. And in our final game, 2A action, Freedom versus Ellwood City. This was another fun one. We're going to start off with Ellwood. Tyler Smiley finding Dom Hogue, 53 yards. Smiley stunting like his older brother there. Tyler Nice throw there. Then Freedom. Carter Brown finds Caden Bailey's 16-yard touchdown pass there, but Smiley's going to have full control of this offense. Drop back, find his guy DeLon Curry. 19-yard touchdown there on the juggling catch. A fun one. Wow. Then Smiley not going to be done. Going to find his guy Hogg again. 36 yards. Ellwood takes the commanding lead. Freedom going to try to respond, though. It's going to be Brown finding Mason O'Donnell from 13 yards out. Freedom trying to make a comeback, but it could be Richard Curtin. 1-yard touchdown run, and Ellwood City is going to take this win 28-14. And that'll do it for the highlight portion of the show. The Mars Fighting Planets looking like a top contender in 4A. That is going to have major seeding implications later as the WPIAL Selection Committee. They're the ones that seed that in 4A. And Mars over Montour, that's a big, big game. Norwin was this close to toppling North Allegheny. We were very close. And all of a sudden, the Gateway Gators, 2-game win streak in the conference play. All of a sudden, the Gators were down. Not so much anymore. They're looking like $1 million. Here comes Gateway in 5A. Paris, what did you think of the highlights?
The highlights touch on that Aliquippa game out the pit. I mean, they trailed all game, all night, and just came back.
Legendary play by Marcus Council. Legendary performance at Heinz Field as well. That was just an electric atmosphere.
Absolutely. And I mean, trailing the whole game and it ended like that. What a night.
They didn't lead until 0-0-0.
Literally, like clock. What a night, man. So, yeah. And I've been touched back on Leechburg. I mean, those guys were playing solid ball out there. I mean,
the Blue Devils in 1A, you know, one of the biggest offensive lines in the entire WPIAL, and they're a 1A team. That can give a lot of teams problems.
Absolutely.
The Leechburg Blue Devils seem to be for real. We'll be right back with more right after this quick commercial break.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show, Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
Welcome back to the WPIAL Insider Show, the WPIAL Recap Show. I'm your host and WPIAL Insider, Carlos Ofco. Alongside me, Paris Ford, the All-American. The highlight portion of the show is over. We had some electrifying games. Yes. Now we hop back into the top 25 teams of the week going into week 5. Reminder, the top 25 teams are the 25 best teams ranked regardless of classification. So this is how I look at it, or I should say this is how we look at it, right. And this is how we think things will play out. And of course, we have a little back and forth banter. Absolutely. We don't agree on everything. Absolutely. But Paris, before we get into it, do we have some breaking news about this top 25?
Yes, we do. I heard our first 2A school, 2A, has officially cracked the top 25 list.
Our first 2A school cracking the top 25 list. Maybe our first 1A school in a couple weeks. Enough of us talking. Let's jump right into this. Once again, this is all presented by Fry Performance Training. Visit them online at fryperformancetraining.com. But once again, top 25 of the week. Let's dive right into it. And here we go, the top 25 presented by Fry Performance Training. Fry Performance Training, building fast, explosive, and strong athletes. Taking the number one spot. Paris, I think you agree with me here. Central Catholic got to be number one with how they've been playing and dominating, right?
Definitely playing good ball over there in Central right now.
And there was a lot of shakeups in the top 5. Central Catholic coming in at number 1. Peters Township jumping up to number 2. Pine Richland at 3. North Allegheny at 4, and Upper St. Clair dropping from 2 all the way to 5 after coming in with the close game against McKeesport. And, going into the top 10, anything with the top 10 here, Paris?
Yes, how far you think Avonworth will go this year?
Avonworth is going to be interesting. They're the highest 3A team that we've ever had. They're at 6 after beating McKeesport and Thomas Jefferson.
Nice.
I think that they have a rightful spot at 6. It's going to be tough. They're going to need some Upper St. Clair to lose a couple. They're going to need North Allegheny to lose a couple. But I feel comfortable with them at 6. Breaking into that top 5 will be hard. Woodland Hills, maybe the hottest team in the WPIAL right now, coming in at 7. Yes. Aliquippa surviving Penn Hills is at 8. Mars at 9. Thomas Jefferson rounding out the top 10. Number 11 coming in, the McKeesport Tigers. The Tigers stand strong against Upper St. Clair. They almost topped it off. We'll see how McKeesport can do in conference play. They usually dominate the conference. That out of conference for McKeesport. Very tough though, Paris.
Very
right?
tough. Yeah, and they're actually waiting for their kettlebell to come back. Kimon Spell. Losing him is big.
And that's an excellent point. If they have Spell, they only lose to Upper St. Clair by 3. If they have Spell, do you think that they win, Paris?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
So the McKeesport standing at 11, but by the end of the season, I mean, they could skyrocket. Just depends on how Kimon Spell comes back to play. Penn Trafford, I think, is at a solid number 12. Bethel Park at 13. Bethel Park's dangerous, but that loss to Mars is still a head scratcher to me. So Bethel Park can kind of beat anybody. We'll see how it goes. Moon at 14. Norwin at 15. This is odd. Norwin jumps up after a loss. They almost had North Allegheny. How the cards kind of shuffle out here. A lot of losses. I think Norwin's definitely a top 15 program right now. Moving on, we have Seneca or Hempfield at 16, South Fayette at 17, Imani Christian at 18.
Whoa. What does Imani have to do to you know what I mean? Like in the rankings to climb up.
Imani, they dominated Valley 2 weeks ago, 77-7. But I think that they need to continue dominating like that. Now they have a quality win versus Clarendon. Clarendon is a 1A school, as we all know, but they don't have a win over against like an Aliquippa or Thomas Jefferson like Avonworth does. Okay. I think Imani is in a nice spot to continue to climb.
Right.
It's just going to be interesting to see how they do it. I think Coach Fran can do it with the Saints. It's just going to be tough to navigate because they really don't have a tough conference. Avonworth's conference is very tough. Imani, not so much. They beat Highlands by a couple touchdowns, but we'll see with Imani. I like them at 18. I do think that they could jump into the top 15 the next couple weeks here. Moving on. 6A's Canamac at 19, Montour at 20. Montour loses to Mars by 9. I mean, I think that's a pretty decent ranking for the Spartans. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not too bad.
The Chartiers Valley coming in at 21. And how about the South Allegheny Gladiators here, Paris?
I honestly, I think I called that before the season. Those guys have a lot of new transfers, new coaching staff over there, and I'm just good to see a program that come from nothing to something. So shout out to the Gladiators.
Coach Hansen has done a remarkable job with the Gladiators. Somebody called me out last week. They said, "Why come South Allegheny isn't on the list, but Ringgold is?" I said, "Well, Ringgold's a 4A team, the 3-1." They said South Allegheny beat Ringgold. I said, "You know what? You're absolutely right. They did beat Ringgold." And Ringgold goes on to lose this week. So I'd put South Allegheny right in that Ringgold Ringgold spot right there at 22. Newcastle at 23. Seneca Valley at 24. And Central Valley makes their way onto the list. Another one, Central Valley, after getting killed in the non-conference. I think the Warriors are coming back strong. Mark Lyons always knows to do that. Do you agree, Paris?
Absolutely, baby.
That'll do it for your top 25 presented by Fry Performance Training. Central Catholic at the number 1 spot. They're going to be tough to dethrone, but I'll tell you what, Pine Richland and Peters Township and North Allegheny and Upper St. Clair right on their hips. We got a big one this week. Peters Township versus Upper St. Clair. We'll see how it goes. And that'll do it for your top 25 presented by Fry Performance Training. Paris, we had a lot of shakeups this week, maybe the biggest week in regard to shakeups.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, buddy.
And once we get into conference play, it just gets that much crazier. And we really start to see how things start to kind of level out the playing field a little bit. But it's going to be fun as we get into the playoffs, as we continue on with the WPIAL Recap Show. Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're not going to find this anywhere else. We're the exclusive highlight show of the WPIAL. For Paris Ford, the All-American, I'm Carlos Ofco, the WPIAL Insider. We'll be seeing you next week.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.